Have you ever thought about that dark, unknown world hidden thousands of kilometers beneath our feet? On August 26, 1883, when the Krakatau volcano in Indonesia unleashed the fire within it, its roar was heard up to about 5,000 kilometers away. The waves of the sea rose up to 40 meters high, causing devastation, and more than 36,000 people perished in that destruction. That unseen, unknown center which controls the heartbeat and every activity of our planet. But be careful, today's journey is not an ordinary story, rather it's a whirlpool of those unsolved questions that have puzzled scientists for centuries. Get ready, because today we're taking a deep dive. The Earth's deepest mysteries lie in its core, an unknown world, our Earth on which we have been living for centuries. Where we breathe and carry out activities all over the world. It's not just a ball of soil, rocks, and oceans. Beneath it, thousands of kilometers below the surface, there is a hidden world that no human has ever seen. The Earth's core is the center of our planet, which not only makes Earth what it is, but is also the key to all its mysteries. But what is this core? Scientists divide it into two parts, the outer core and the inner core. Talking about the outer core, it is like a liquid made of molten iron and nickel, whereas the inner core is a solid hot sphere. Its temperature remains even higher than the surface of the sun. But the question is not what the core actually is. The real question is why it is so mysterious. Our technology has taken us to the moon, our machines are still roaming on Mars, but reaching the Earth's core is still just a dream. The deepest mine ever dug by humans is Russia's Kola Super Deep Borehole, which is only 12.3 kilometers deep. But to reach the core, we would have to travel 6,371 kilometers. It's like we've just touched the surface of the ocean and started thinking that we've measured its depth. So how much and what do we really know about the core? And an even bigger question, do we really know as much as we think we do? Earth's magnetic field is an unsolved mystery. Do you know that right now, as you are watching all this? An invisible shield, that is, an unseen barrier, is protecting you and this planet from cosmic radiation and solar wind. This is Earth's magnetic field, and amazingly, its source is the molten iron flowing in Earth's outer core. Scientists call it the geodynamo. Its process is so complicated that even supercomputers struggle to explain it. You heard it right. Every few 100,000 years, Earth's magnetic field flips its north and south poles, and this is called geomagnetic reversal. The last time this happened was about 780,000 years ago. But the question is, why does this happen, and what kind of turmoil occurs in the outer core when it does? Some scientists believe that this reversal happens when the streams of liquid iron in the core become unstable, but its exact cause is still a mystery today. Here, the question is also, what if compasses have become useless? The mystery of the inner core, a solid ball of fire. So let's dive even deeper now. After crossing the outer core, we will reach Earth's inner core, a solid sphere that is burning at a temperature of more than 5,000 degrees Celsius. Even at such high temperatures, this ball of iron and nickel remains solid. But do you know that understanding this inner core is not as easy as it seems? Some recent seismic studies have revealed some very surprising facts. Its movement differs from Earth's surface and is called superrotation. Some scientists think this rotation further complicates the magnetic field. Scientists are currently surprised that what we know about the inner core will also have an effect on the Earth's surface. Whether earthquakes, volcanoes, or other natural disasters could be affected by this, it's unlikely that we'll find answers to these questions in the near future. The birth of the core is an ancient mystery. Now let's go back in time for a moment, about 4.5 billion years ago, when our Earth was born. Scientists believe that the Earth's core was formed when the hot molten material of the Earth began to settle into different layers. Heavy elements like iron and nickel were pulled toward the center and the core was formed. However, even here, not everyone agrees on one point. Some scientists believe that the core was formed after a massive collision, which means Earth's core has always been like this. Recent studies have shown that the inner core may not be as old as we think. Some scientists believe that it could be only 1 billion years old. So does this mean that the Earth's core hasn't changed over time? This also relates to our existence. The magnetic field, which is created because of the core, protects us from solar radiation. If it weakens, Earth will be nothing less than a hell. Scientists have warned that the magnetic field is a concern, and if so, it's a warning bell for our future. Here, it's not just about the magnetic field. The activities of the core can also affect events like earthquakes and volcanoes on the surface of the Earth. Because of this, there is always a fear that any major change in the core could bring destruction to the surface of the Earth. The limits of science and the search for the future. Today, we have instruments like seismic webs, supercomputers, and satellites that help us understand the mysteries of the core. It can provide us with power for centuries. Because of this, we are trying to reach the Earth's core, but the path to get there still won't be easy. Will we ever be able to create technology that takes us closer to the core, or will we have to rely only on assumptions and models? Some scientists believe that to understand the mysteries of the core, we will have to look towards space. Studying the cores of other planets like Mars and Mercury can give us new information about Earth's core. But the question is, will humanity ever see the day when we have solved all the mysteries of the core, or will this secret of our Earth remain buried forever and continue to challenge us like this? This is also a test for our human civilization, to see how much we can truly understand the universe that gave us life. Friends, today we explored a world that lies hidden beneath our feet, yet we are still completely unaware of it. The Earth's core, that ball of fire, that mysterious center, not only keeps our planet alive, but also keeps our curiosity alive. Every new discovery brings us closer to it, but at the same time, it also raises new questions. Will we ever be able to fully understand these mysteries, or will the Earth's core always remain an unsolved puzzle? In 1976, when the American spacecraft Viking 1 sent images of a strangely carved face on the red soil of Mars back to Earth, it caused a stir all over the world. This face found in the Cydonia region was about 2 kilometers long, with its eyes, nose, and mouth clearly visible. Was there ever life on Mars, or was what everyone just saw pointing towards some other great mystery? Anunnaki were those ancient mysterious beings who came to Earth and changed the fate of humans. In which the Anunnaki were described as gods. Anunnaki were those gods or aliens who came to Earth from the sky. The Sumerians believed that they were the ones who created us humans, gave us knowledge of farming, science, and construction, and then suddenly disappeared. And today we will go deep into this mystery. Where did the Anunnaki actually come from, and what is their connection to Mars? They came from the planet Nibiru. This planet, which some people also call Planet X, orbits in a very distant part of our own solar system. In some other Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki are described as extremely powerful and intelligent, and their technology was so advanced that they could travel interstellar distances. Sitchin claims that the Anunnaki used Mars as a space base. Structures like the face on Mars and pyramids seen in National Aeronautics and Space Administration is images of the Cydonia region on Mars. This claim has made it even more mysterious. Signs of water and life have been found on Mars, such as dry riverbeds and evidence of ice. Although we haven't found any traces of life there yet, but is it possible that the Anunnaki established a civilization on Mars? But they couldn't survive there for long, and the Anunnaki came to Earth. Here's another interesting thing. In Sumerian myths, we find mention of a group called the Igigi in several places. The Igigi are referred to as servants or lesser gods of the Anunnaki. According to some theories, the Igigi lived on Mars and managed the space station there for the Anunnaki. Sitchin says that the Igigi once rebelled, after which the Anunnaki created humans on Earth, so that humans could work for them like slaves. So, were the structures built on Mars made by the Igigi? National Aeronautics and Space Administration says that this is just an optical illusion. But supporters of ancient aliens believe that this face and the nearby pyramid-like structures are evidence of the Anunnaki's advanced engineering. Some people even say that there could be tunnels and underground bases on Mars where the Anunnaki hid their alien technology. If this is true, then many secrets are still buried beneath the surface of Mars. We find mentions of the Anunnaki in many writings of the Sumerian civilization. According to Pitchin's theory, the Anunnaki came from the planet Nibiru, stopped on Mars, and then reached Earth. They came to Earth about 450,000 years ago when humans had not yet evolved on the planet. But why did they come here, and what exactly did they do on Earth? According to Sumerian stories, the leader of the Anunnaki was Anu, but gods like Enki and Enlil were the main ones. Enki was called the god of water, who was associated with creation. They landed in the region of Mesopotamia, where they established their base. Sitchin says that the Anunnaki needed gold. The atmosphere of their own planet, Nibiru, was deteriorating. And to save their planet, they wanted to create a shield like the ozone layer using gold. That's why they came to Earth for gold mining. Several ancient mines have been found in Africa, which are thousands of years old. Some people believe that this is where the Anunnaki's mines existed and that ancient humans used to work in these mines. The activities of the Anunnaki were mysterious under the orders of the Anunnaki. They assigned the mining work to the Igigi, but when the Igigi rebelled, then Enki created humans. In the Sumerian texts, Enki and the Anunnaki used humans like slaves for their gold mining. But they also gave knowledge, teaching agriculture, writing, mathematics, science, and construction. Evidence found in excavation shows that the Sumerian civilization was very advanced: the wheel, calendar, astronomy. Could all of this be because of the Anunnaki? Some theories say that during the time of the Anunnaki, there used to be a shuttle service between Mars and Earth. The pyramids on Mars are quite similar to the Giza pyramids on Earth. Did the Anunnaki construct structures at both places? Their technology included flying vehicles that traveled at high velocity. Sumerian drawings also depict things like spaceships. The Anunnaki built several cities on Earth, such as Eridu, which was Enki's city. But their purpose wasn't just gold, they were conducting experiments. Through genetic modification, new beings were created and advanced knowledge was used in the construction of the pyramids, which the Anunnaki could provide. Similar gods are also seen in the Mayan civilization, who came from the sky. So did the Anunnaki influence civilizations all over the world? But why did they suddenly disappear? Was it time for their Nibiru to return? Or was there a cosmic war that destroyed everything? The Anunnaki came to Earth from the planet Nibiru, but what was their real purpose? Were they just searching for gold, or did they come with a bigger cosmic plan? In Sumerian stories, the Anunnaki are described as both creators and destroyers. Their purpose was to save Nibiru, where gold was used to create atom slaves, meaning slaves, but couldn't they have just kept us as slaves? Why did they give us godlike knowledge after all? This question takes us to the mysterious roots of ancient civilizations. The ancient Anunnaki Enki is considered similar to Pat or Thoth, who taught writing and science. The alignment of the Giza pyramids matches Mars and Orion. Did the Anunnaki have any role in the construction of these pyramids? In the Mayan civilization, Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl used to teach. Were these all different names for the Anunnaki? How did civilizations around the world suddenly become advanced? Pyramids, megaliths, ancient maps. Did the Anunnaki transfer this knowledge to our ancestors? The Sumerians saved everyone. We hear such stories in Hindu, Christian, and Muslim mythology as well. So, is it possible that we all witnessed just one event and everything was done by the Anunnaki? It was Zechariah Sitchin. Nibiru comes close to our Earth every 3,600 years, so when will the next cycle come? Some people believe that 2012 was the time for Nibiru's arrival, but will it be in 2025 or after that? Maybe the purpose of the Anunnaki was not just survival, but to build a galactic empire, which they might have already done. But why did the Anunnaki suddenly disappear? Maybe to give humans free will, or because of some other galactic law? The story of the Anunnaki is still a great mystery today. As we search for life on Mars, the mystery of the Anunnaki becomes even more fascinating. National Aeronautics and Space Administration Perseverance rover is digging into the soil of Mars. And if we find any ancient artifact there, it could give even more strength to this theory. The theory says that the Anunnaki are still among us today, maybe in the form of hybrids or in underground bases. But what the truth is, no one knows for now. The night sky is adorned with countless stars shining brightly. It makes a futile attempt, the second planet of our solar system, but its brightness is so intense that it just can't hide among those stars. And our ancestors started calling it the morning and evening star thousands of years ago, but maybe they didn't know this. Somewhere in the depths, it still echoes even today. Did Venus ever have a moon? Or was it just a mistake that for some reason we kept believing to be true? The story of Venus is a mystery that takes us into that world of the sky where every answer lies. Where the heat is so intense that even metal can melt. Today, science says that Venus has no moon. Even so, there was a time when great astronomers made claims that were completely the opposite. So what is the truth? Where did those claims come from? And if they were true, where is that moon today? The truth behind Venus's brightness. Venus is the second planet in our solar system, and its distance from the Sun is about 108 million kilometers. Its size is so similar to Earth that it is sometimes called our twin. Its diameter is 12,104 kilometers, which is just a little less than Earth's 12,742 kilometers. But this similarity is limited only to their size. Venus's atmosphere is almost 96% filled with carbon dioxide, and it reflects so much that Venus becomes the brightest object in the night sky. But beneath this brightness lies a dangerous and mysterious world where the temperature reaches up to 460 degrees Celsius. It's so intense that if anything lands on its surface, it will be crushed in an instant. Venus's surface is filled with volcanoes, and here scientists have found nearly But Venus's rotation is so slow that it takes 243 days to complete one rotation on its axis. But its orbital period around the Sun is only 225 days. That means a day here is longer than a year on Venus. These are all the unique features, and Venus does not have any moon. But this was not always considered true, and the first clue to this story comes to us from the 17th century. The first claim comes from Cassini's notes in the year 1672. In a small town in Italy, Giovanni Domenico Cassini was scanning the sky with his telescope. Cassini was one of the greatest astronomers of his time. He had observed Saturn's rings in detail, and he was the one who discovered its 4 moons, Iapetus, Rhea, Tethys, and Dione. His eyes were completely fixed on the sky. Cassini wrote in his notes that there was a small object near Venus, less bright, but it was orbiting with the planet, so he declared it to be a moon of Venus. At that time, telescope technology was still in its early stages. Refracting telescopes were used and the quality of the lenses was limited. But still, Cassini had complete faith in his observations. According to him, this object was near Venus, and in the next few decades, other people also claimed to have seen something near Venus. In 1686, Jean-Charles Joseph of France also reported a similarly described object. He said that this object was seen on the edge of Venus. He also tried to calculate it. According to him, this moon was orbiting Venus at a certain distance and its orbital period could be a few days. These claims made astronomers of that era think deeply. Why couldn't everyone see it? And if it was true, where is it today? So the next step of this mystery takes us towards science, the reality of Shukar's moons. With time, technology changed and telescopes of the 17th and 18th centuries were introduced. From Venera 1 to Venera 13, all these probes reached the surface of Venus and sent us its pictures. In 1970, Venera 7 was the first spacecraft that landed on the surface of Venus, and from there, data was mapped and sent to us. These missions told us a lot about Venus. We found out that its magnetic field is very weak, perhaps due to its slow rotation. The greenhouse effect in its atmosphere is so strong that it has trapped the heat. Scientists have given several theories for this. The first theory was optical illusion. The telescopes of that time had issues like chromatic aberration and spherical aberration. It is possible that due to the brightness of Venus, some star or planet was mistaken for something else. The third possibility could be that maybe some optical effect occurred due to clouds in Venus's atmosphere, which created an illusion like the moon, but all these answers were not solving every question. If it was an illusion, then how did different astronomers at different times experience the same illusion? And if it was a permanent object, then why haven't we found any record or trace of it till today? This question was pointing towards a new theory. Did Venus really have a moon that disappeared over time? How do lost moons of Venus form? Our science has three main answers for this. The first is co-accretion, which means the planet and the moon form together. The second is capture, where the planet's gravity captures an asteroid and turns it into a moon. The third is impact, where debris from a big collision comes together to form a moon. Just like what happened in the case of our Earth, but the case of Venus is completely different from these. Its retrograde rotation and its closeness to the Sun, all these things make the possibility of Venus having a moon very difficult. Still, suppose Venus ever had a moon, then where did it go after all? One theory says that the Sun's gravitational pull snatched that moon away from Venus. Venus's closeness to the Sun brings it under the influence of the Sun's tidal forces. It's possible that the moon's orbit became unstable and it got pulled toward the Sun. Another theory suggests that maybe it fell into Venus's atmosphere itself, but if that happened, then where are the traces of it? Magellan's data has shown more than 1,000 craters on the surface, but they were formed by volcanic or tectonic activity, not by the impact of a large object. The third possibility suggests that maybe that moon drifted away somewhere else in space. Small bodies in the solar system often escape the gravity of planets. If Venus's slow rotation and unstable gravity caused its moon to drift from orbit, it would now be in the asteroid belt. It might be wandering somewhere, or it could also be that it has gone to some outer part of the solar system. But there is no evidence of this so far. Venus's conditions also support this theory. Its slow rotation and proximity to the Sun make it difficult for any moon to remain in a stable orbit. Some scientists believe that in the early days of the solar system, Venus might have had a moon. But due to tidal forces and dynamical instability, it got lost somewhere, and this is just a hypothesis. But it definitely makes us think that the history of Venus is not as simple as we think. Will we find a moon of Venus in the future? So far, we have no solid evidence of moons of Venus. But science never stops. National Aeronautics and Space Administration as Venus Emissivity, Radio Science, Interferometric Synthetic Aperture, Radar Topography and Spectroscopy Mission, Venus Emissivity, Radio Science, Interferometric Synthetic Aperture, Radar Topography and Spectroscopy is set to launch in 2028. This mission will scan the surface and atmosphere of Venus in high resolution. On the other hand, European Space Agency's Envision project will study Venus's geological history and atmospheric composition in its orbit by 2030. These missions might give us some new clues, maybe a crater or an anomaly that we previously overlooked. Besides this, some scientists want to study Venus's gravitational field in greater depth. If there really was a moon there, its gravitational effects might still exist today as subtle evidence in Venus's orbit or rotation. This research is still in its early stages, but there is still hope. For now, this mystery of Venus remains an unsolved puzzle. From Cassini's first observation until today, the question remains, was it really a moon or just an illusion? Whatever the truth may be, Venus reminds us that space is still filled with countless unknown mysteries. The question of Venus's moons was not limited to science alone. In the 17th and 18th centuries, it became a major topic of scientific debate. At that time, astronomers debated whether every planet should have a moon, Earth has one moon, Mars has two moons, and so on. Seeing the many satellites of Saturn, some people believed that it was natural for Venus to have at least one moon. But in the 19th century, with the arrival of better telescopes, that moon was never seen by us. So this debate gradually died down. Culturally, Venus also had a significant impact. In Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. Its brightness inspired poets and writers, but the talk of its moons gave people's imaginations a new dimension. In some old books, the moons of Venus were seen as a mysterious world where perhaps an unknown civilization might be hiding. Although this was limited only to the world of imagination, it sparked curiosity about space in the minds of people at that time. The mystery never ends. Even now, Venus's brightness draws us in. There are still many questions related to Venus that keep its mystery alive. Was there ever life on Venus? If yes, then where did it go? Such questions about Venus will always make us think, and they still do.